Hello, hope you're having a great day. Now today has been the second day in a row that I've utterly failed to get up at 7:30 and actually stay up. Now I mentioned in yesterday's video that I had this pain, which kind of felt like it was on one of my traps yesterday, but now it really is in the middle of my neck, around shoulder height. So it's more of a back thing than my traps. You know, yesterday I thought it was to do with the shrugs I was doing. Maybe I'd done too many reps or too much weight. But yeah, now I can really feel like it's really hard for me to put my head forward like that. It's really tight. I mean, it has loosened up throughout the day. I mean, I'm talking to you now at like 7 p.m. And yeah, you know, today has been a flop. You know, I woke up this morning with utter pain in my neck. It was like unbearably painful to even get up from a laid down position to turn my alarm off, for instance. Now, you know, you can frame this one of two ways, right? You can frame it in a way of saying, you know, I wasn't able to stay up because I was in pain, you know, but I don't like to frame things like that because that's me, you know, handing over responsibility, you know, not to myself. The way I like to frame it is my lazy mind that I have in the morning, every morning, regardless of whether I'm in pain, regardless of, you know, whether I'm well rested or anything, you know, that lazy part of my mind is always there every morning. So my lazy mind used the utter pain I was in this morning as an excuse to make me turn my alarm off and go back to bed. You know, that's the way I like to frame it, because then it's my responsibility that I allowed my lazy mind to do that to me. And yeah, as I say, it's the second day in a row that I have failed to stay up at 7:30. Yesterday, it was more about, you know, wanting to have a lie-in with my girlfriend, you know, which I probably should have done the day before because it was Valentine's Day then. But again, that's just my lazy mind using that as an excuse to keep me in bed, right? And this morning it used this utter pain in my neck as an excuse to keep me in bed. And yeah, I almost ended up having another day like I did last Tuesday when I was really ill with this cold that I seem to be getting through now. And, you know, I sort of got up a few hours after I sort of went back to bed, and, you know, I made myself some cheese on toast for breakfast, rather than, you know, going through my morning routine or whatever of it I can do, like when I'm in pain, and then having my normal breakfast. I had a couple of hot cross buns at one point, you know, because it's just easier to grab those and then go back to bed. And then I kind of snapped out of this idea of just staying in bed all day, because ultimately that's not going to be any good for me. Realistically, this pain, although it's there all the time, it's more there when I'm trying to lay down and then when I'm getting up from laying down. And the same thing when I'm on the sofa. If I sort of really sit back, it then hurts to get back up again. So really and truly, the pain isn't any better by me laying in bed, is it? So, you know, that sort of made me snap out of that, and I decided to, you know, make some sort of go of the day. Now, I haven't been through my morning routine today. You know, I didn't go for a walk around the block. I didn't even write in my journal. I didn't have a meditation, and I didn't do any sort of workout. Haven't had a cold shower or any shower, you know. But I decided to dive into doing some research, basically, about a sort of business venture that I've been thinking about for a long time. Something that I probably should have pulled my finger out and started already, because I understand from listening to people like Andrew Tate that speed is very important. But although I acknowledge I should have made moves to start this thing already, I'm not going to reveal what it is. Maybe I will once it's up and running. Although I acknowledge I should have done it by now, it is something that requires a bit of research, a little bit of money to get it going. So there is reasons / excuses why I haven't started getting it going yet. But yeah, I basically used today as a great opportunity to do said research about this business venture that I'd like to get up and running pretty soon. And that's what I've done. You know, I don't have any footage to edit in terms of another video on the other channel, because I released a video yesterday. I was due to go around the garage today. So, you know, I didn't have any editing to do. Even yesterday's video on this channel, I'd fully edited apart from the outro clip, you know, last night. You know, I'd done that yesterday evening. I was really in a great position today to go around the garage all day. But yeah, I was just in too much pain. So anyway, when I snapped out of the idea of staying in bed all day and doing absolutely nothing, I have been, you know, doing this research that I need to do as part of this other little venture that I want to get up and running. So it hasn't been a complete waste of a day. But I will acknowledge that it has been a flop because, you know, even though I got pain in my neck, I could have gone for a walk around the block. You know, I could have stayed up at 7:30. I could have gone for a walk around the block, should have written in my journal, should have meditated, probably could have done some sort of workout, maybe some, you know, mobilising of my neck or whatever, which I think I really do need to do at some point this evening. Maybe get Kat to gun it with a massage gun as well. So yeah, it has been a flop and I need to take responsibility for that. You know, I can't live a life where it's like, you know, I'm making excuses. You know, I woke up in pain, therefore the day has to be a write-off. You know, that's not the case. It didn't have to be as much of a write-off as it has been. That's my responsibility. But then again, it's also my responsibility that I did semi-snap out of it and do something today that I have kind of been putting off for a while. So yeah, that's how my day has gone. Now, I mentioned at the end of yesterday's video that I don't like taking painkillers. You know, I don't like just reaching for painkillers like most people do because, you know, normally there's a reason why you're in pain and your pain serves a purpose to stop you damaging that damaged part of your body even more, you know. So for instance, with what I've got now, if I take painkillers and then just start throwing myself around and, you know, not being careful, you know, maybe not sort of committing to do some mobilization exercises, that's not going to improve the damage that I've caused by having this injury. You know, you're just numbing the pain. So your pain serves as a purpose to, you know, let you know what you can and can't do whilst your body's damaged. If you just numb the pain, then you're not going to be avoiding damaging it further. You know, it's just masking the pain. And yeah, too many people just reach for paracetamol. You know, the great example is for headaches. You know, some people out there have headaches every day, you know, and they just reach for paracetamol rather than thinking to themselves, you know, am I hydrated enough? Am I getting enough nutrients? You know, maybe that's why I'm getting a headache. Maybe the fact that I'm smoking cigarettes every day and inhaling loads of carbon monoxide and that, maybe that's causing a headache. But people don't, do they? They just reach for paracetamol. They're super cheap to buy. You know, some people even get them on prescription. You know, why spend their own 20 odd pence on paracetamol when they can, you know, go and take advantage of this system we've got where, you know, you can get things free, you know, if you're on benefits or whatever. So yeah, I don't like taking painkillers. However, I do understand that, you know, I took steps yesterday to make myself freed up today to go around the garage to work on my car. I'm itching to go and work on my car because what I'm doing at the moment is quite interesting. I also don't have any footage in the bag. I want to get back on, you know, making regular videos because during my cold and stuff, they have been not regular enough. So, you know, I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't get over to the garage today. So I think tomorrow I am going to drop a couple of paracetamols just to get me round to the garage to work on my car. So, you know, I'm not completely against taking painkillers. I'm just against grabbing them, you know, first sort of option, you know, whenever you're in pain. And, you know, yeah, that's where I'm at. So, you know, all day I have been sitting in front of my computer. I've been watching YouTube videos and doing this research and, you know, getting my head around how I'm going to start this other business venture that I should have started ages ago. You know, it hasn't been an ideal day at all. But, yeah, you know, life is full of ups and downs, but, you know, it's all about taking responsibility for those ups and for those downs, you know. Getting out of this frame of mind where life does you. You know, you should try and do life rather than having life do you. But yeah, my beautiful girlfriend Kat is going to be home from work in about an hour. I think in the meantime, I think I am just going to make a point of writing in my journal, having a meditation, and then I'm going to do some sort of exercises. I don't know what they're going to be. It'll be, you know, it might even just be rotating my neck a bit to try and improve mobility and just loosen things up, which might help me tomorrow. But yeah, that's my day so far. All right, so I ended up writing in my journal and having that meditation session, which actually went pretty good. Not quite as good as yesterday's, which was probably the best one I've ever had. But yeah, then been trying to get my head around some other stuff to do with this business venture that I've got in mind. But yeah, now it's time for dinner. First time in ages I'm having a super salad. I chucked loads of bits in my salad. Got these bacon bits, these croutons, Caesar salad dressing. I've also got lemon juice on there. And I would normally add feta cheese stuffed peppers, but we haven't got any. Although I have added loads of chunks of feta cheese on its own. And yeah, after my salad, I'm having a fat Aberdeen Angus ribeye steak. 2 eggs. And for afters, as usual, protein yogurt. All right, well, a little while after my dinner, I decided to have a really hot bath with some Radox, which actually did ease my pain a little bit, but it was short-lived. Yeah, I'm in absolute agony. It's weird because it just sort of, you know, there'll be nothing and then all of a sudden there'll be a sharp pain. Even things like blowing my nose, like, it just really hurts. But most of the pain is when you're, you know, you get up, if you've been sitting back and you get up, you know, it really hurts. But earlier on I was thinking about it, and I think it's probably the weighted sit-ups that have caused it. I'm pretty sure, if I remember when I did the weighted sit-ups, what was it, yesterday morning or the day before, there was a point where it felt like I was putting my neck into it too much, you know, rather than squeezing my abs to lift myself up, which is, you know, completely wrong. So I think I need to reevaluate how much weight I'm using on the weighted decline sit-ups, or maybe just do, you know, unweighted decline sit-ups and really focus on squeezing my core rather than bringing my back or my neck into it. But also maybe I need to drop the weight or the reps on the shrugs as well. And you know what, being injured like this is a good thing, right? Because, you know, as humans, we don't learn mistakes unless there's consequences. So hopefully this is going to help me in future take the ego out of my training and stuff, and, you know, realize that, you know, I can get injured and then, you know, it messes me up. You know, this and my cold has just completely messed up all my working out for the last couple of weeks. You know, this is going to be 2 weeks now that I haven't been to boxing. This week I've done 2 out of 3 workouts at the gym, but, you know, going sort of half-assed. You know, I'm not going to be able to do my 3rd workout of the week tomorrow or Sunday. I'm just going to have to wait until this pain, like, goes away now before I can do anything, pretty much. Although I would like to try and do some sort of exercise tomorrow morning, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But yeah, today's been one of them days where I almost completely flopped the whole day. You know, I nearly stayed in bed all day like I did when I first got the cold, and then just kind of snapped out of that and, you know, still utilised the day to, as I mentioned earlier, you know, do a bit of research with this other business venture that I'm thinking about cracking on with. So, you know, it's proof that you can turn a day round, you know, even late in the day. You know, I've done my meditation and my journaling really late in the day. You know, it's still better than not turning it around at all. But right now it's time for me to go to bed. Tomorrow, I just need to, regardless of how much pain I'm in, I really need to get over to my other garage. So I'm probably going to just drop some painkillers, get over the fact that I don't like taking painkillers, and yeah, just see it as something I'm going to need to do just to get me over to the other garage and get me cracking on with bits of my car. You know, it won't be ideal, but, you know, I'll feel a lot better, you know, getting these bits done that I'm going to be working on next. So there is that. But yeah, right now I'm going to end this video here. I'm sure this hasn't been as helpful or motivational as some of my videos, but massive thanks to everyone who has tuned in. I'll be back for another video tomorrow. As always, feel free to say hello in the comments or get in touch through Facebook or Instagram. But other than that, I'll chat to you tomorrow.